That sweet, innocent woman sitting across from you at dinner, she's probably thinking about way kinkier things than you'd ever imagine. Women have incredibly vivid sexual fantasies, and we rarely share them out loud. I surveyed over 200 women, asking them to anonymously rank their secret desires, and I'm counting down the top 10. And the most popular one? Over 70% of women admitted they fantasize about this regularly. I'm Dr. Emma Blake, and what you're about to hear might surprise you. Before we get started, drop a comment and guess what you think the #1 fantasy is. No cheating. Guess first, then keep watching to see if you were right. All right, starting at number 10, being watched or watching. This one caught me off guard. A surprising number of women fantasize about either being watched during sex or watching their partner with someone else. There's something about the taboo element that makes it incredibly exciting. It's voyeuristic, it breaks social rules, and that's exactly the draw. The thrill of external validation. Being so attractive, so desirable, that other people are captivated. Or flipping the script and seeing your partner through someone else's eyes, watching him perform, seeing that side of him you don't normally see. Coming in at 9, rough play. Being held down, having her hair pulled, being grabbed with intensity. That primal, passionate energy. Here's what came through in the responses. It's not about pain. It's about that moment where desire overtakes politeness, where you're not asking, you're taking, because you can't help yourself. That raw want is intoxicating. One response stuck with me. I don't want gentle all the time. Sometimes I want to feel like an object of pure lust, like he's so turned on, he's almost animalistic. Number 8, restraints. Being tied up, handcuffed, having her wrists held above her head. The vulnerability of that position, the trust it requires, the anticipation of not knowing what comes next. What stood out was how this creates forced presence. When you can't move, when you can't do anything, you're completely in your body. No distractions, no thinking about tomorrow's meeting or what to make for dinner. Just sensation. There's also something psychological here. Being restrained means whatever happens isn't your responsibility. You're not making it happen, it's happening to you. That removes a layer of self-consciousness that a lot of women carry. At number 7, public or semi-public sex. The risk of getting caught, the thrill of breaking the rules. Cars, dressing rooms, restaurants, offices, hiking trails. The adrenaline rush of doing something forbidden amplifies everything. Your heart's already racing from the risk, and that physical arousal feeds into sexual arousal. But there's also the spontaneity element. It signals that the desire was so strong you couldn't wait. You couldn't make it home. That urgency, that I need you right now energy, is incredibly validating. Halfway down our list, temperature play and sensation. Ice cubes, warm oil, feathers, even food. Every touch amplified, because you're using different textures and temperatures. A lot of women want to be blindfolded for this. When you can't see what's coming next, your other senses heighten. Every touch becomes electric, because you're fully focused on sensation rather than visuals. This one resonates with women who are sensory-oriented. Women who notice textures, who love massages, who get goosebumps from certain sounds. It's not about dominance or submission. It's about pleasure for the sake of pleasure. Now we're getting into the top 5. Role-playing came in at number 5. Teacher and student, doctor and patient, strangers at a bar, boss and employee. Escaping yourself for a night, being someone bolder, someone different. It's like wearing the costume that gives you permission to act in ways you normally wouldn't. The stranger scenario came up a lot. Meeting at a bar, pretending you don't know each other, flirting like it's the first time. It recreates that early relationship energy, that excitement of not knowing where the night will go without actually cheating. Landing at 4, being absolutely desired. This isn't a specific act, it's a feeling. Being so irresistibly attractive to your partner that he can't keep his hands off you. Women described fantasizing about their partner being visibly affected. Breathing harder, struggling to focus, telling her exactly what she does to him. We spend a lot of time wondering if we're attractive enough, if he really wants us, or is just going through the motions. The fantasy is that there's no question. His desire is obvious, overwhelming, impossible to hide. The third most common, oral focus. Extended oral attention as the main event, not just foreplay before moving on. A lot of sex is focused on penetration, on his pleasure, on the finish line. This fantasy flips that completely. Her pleasure becomes the entire point. No rushing to the next thing, just him completely focused on making her feel good. There's also the worship element, being on his knees, his face between her legs, taking his time. It's submissive on his part, which flips the usual dynamic. Some women find that incredibly arousing. We're almost at the top now. Number 2, spontaneous passion. Being grabbed and kissed intensely out of nowhere, pushed up against a wall. Your partner initiating with such intensity that it's clear he's been thinking about this all day. Not planned, not discussed, it just erupts. What makes this powerful is knowing you caused it. He walked in planning to do something else, but then he saw you and everything changed. That power is incredibly sexy. It's also about breaking routine. A lot of long-term relationships fall into patterns. Sex happens at bedtime, in the bedroom, following the same script. This fantasy is about passion that ignores all of that. And here we are. The most common fantasy, mentioned by over 70% of the women I surveyed. Complete surrender and being led. Being with a partner who takes complete control. Who knows exactly what he wants and isn't asking for permission every step of the way. Who leads confidently, moves her where he wants her, orchestrates the entire experience. Here's what women said. They're tired of managing everything, tired of making decisions, carrying mental load, being the planner. In every other area of life, they're expected to be capable and in charge. The fantasy is having someone else take over completely. Not having to think, not having to guide, not having to perform. Just experiencing. I want him to move me where he wants me, tell me what to do. Take complete charge so I can just be present in my body without thinking. Another response. The sexiest thing a man can do is act like he knows exactly what he wants and how to get it. Not aggressively, but confidently. It's not about a specific act or position. It's about that dynamic where he leads with certainty and she gets to let go completely. But this only works with trust. You can't lead without her trust, and you can't create that surrender if you're uncertain or hesitant. Touch her with intention, move her decisively. Communicate what you want directly instead of asking tentatively. Pay attention to her responses with confidence, not uncertainty. There's a huge difference between "is this okay?" and reading her body language to see that yes, this is absolutely okay. Women want to feel your desire and your confidence simultaneously. They want to surrender to someone who knows what he's doing. So there you have it, the top 10 fantasies women think about but don't always share. Did your guess turn out to be right? Let me know in the comments. If you're wondering what to do with this information, talk to your partner. Not in a serious, sit down, we need to talk way, but playful and curious. Ask her what she thinks about, what she'd like to try. Creating that space for honest conversation is how you build the kind of intimacy where these fantasies can actually become reality. Understanding what turns your partner on makes you a better, more confident man. Thanks for watching.